One breast, two love, and living life victoriously. Chapter 9. Radiation and Fear. Once again, I was greeted warmly by some of the most caring professionals I had ever met. I got undressed from head to waist and put on a gown that was given to me by a cheerful young woman. Surprisingly, as I sat in the waiting room, waiting for my name to be called, Fear stopped by and said, "Tina Maria, I'm here." And then suddenly, a young man opened the door and greeted me, asking me to please come with him. I could not move. It was like I was stuck to the chair. I mean, stuck. I sat there for seemingly 5 minutes or so. I could not move. The young man looked at me and smiled as he asked, "Are you coming?" All I could do was look at him, and then eventually I said yes. He stood there with the door wide open patiently for approximately another 2 or 3 minutes. I slowly got up and followed him into the area where I was going to receive radiation. The young man took his time and explained to me how and what was going to happen. As he was explaining to me what was going to happen, I was greeted by another cheerful medical technician. She introduced herself as she reached out her hand to embrace mine. She began explaining the machine that provided the radiation and the do's and the don'ts during the treatment. She took me through the process step by step as she showed concern about my physical and mental state. I was told when to be still, inhale, and hold my breath, and when to let my breath go. After each time I inhaled and exhaled my breath, I was asked if I was okay with sincerity. The kindness and compassion I received during my radiation treatment helped to dissolve the fear that had me unmovable. When I got home from having my first radiation treatment, I had to have a talk with myself. I said, "Tina Maria, what happened? Why were you afraid and could not move? What thoughts were you having to cause you to allow fear to visit you?" I had to acknowledge that I felt violated, which caused me to have some resistance to accepting radiation treatment. I also had to honor what I was feeling, and then I had to make a choice about how I would view having radiation because I had many more treatments to accept before the recommended treatment plan was completed. I knew that if I did not release the fear, it would make my treatments unpleasant, and I definitely did not want that to happen. So I went within and allowed all beliefs that did not serve my highest good to come up and out so that I could continue the treatments without hesitation or fear. I decided to accept radiation as my friend and not a violator. After going within and acknowledging my feelings, praying and accepting radiation as a friend that would help me to stay on this physical plane called Earth, I was looking forward to my next treatment. I wanted to run into the room where radiation was given. Of course, running was all in my mind. Due to the pain and weakness I was experiencing in my legs, I was not able to run physically. But at least I was running in my mind, and I knew that one day I would be able to run again if I wanted to. After praying a prayer of thanksgiving for radiation being one of the healing methods that would assist me with remaining here in the visible, I was totally unafraid and looked forward to the remaining treatments with a heart filled with gratitude for Dr. Alley, who is the radiation doctor God used to prescribe the radiation treatments. The blessing during the radiation was I never experienced severe burning or peeling of my skin. I also got a dot tattoo that was placed in the center of my chest as part of the treatment. The radiation machine was lined up with the tattoo in order to make sure I received radiation in the appropriate area. I acknowledge the tattoo as a blessing. The dot symbolizes a period, which means it is done, it is finished, it is complete.